The new DHS rules for Commonwealth-only non-immigrant transitional worker and dependent visas CW1 and CW2 were unveiled to the public and will be published in the Federal Register Wednesday in Washington, to take effect 30 days later. The rule calls for 22,417 permits to be issued this fiscal year ending October 31st, and then just one permit less in fiscal 2012, leading up to the expiration of NMI umbrella permits on November 27th. The final rule addresses the key concern of shortness of time between now and November 27th, allowing those lawfully in the NMI and employed to keep working if a CW1 petition for them is filed on or before the transition date. The fee schedule is unchanged at $325 for an employer petition for a CW worker, an $85 biometrics fee, and a $150 supplemental CNMI education funding fee per beneficiary per year. A spouse or child applying for a CW2 status can apply for a fee waiver based on inability to pay. The CW2 fee is currently $290, and the biometrics fee $85, except for those under 14 or at least 79. The 149-page public viewing document, issued a day ahead of the actual final rule, claims NMI businesses will reap some $2 million in savings relative to a 2010 baseline when the rule was delayed. Subtracting fees that would have been paid to obtain CNMI work permits, DHS says the cost of obtaining CW status or INA visas for in-status workers this year will be $3.2 million. The final rule, which drew input from 61 commenters, keeps restrictions against travel to any other part of the U.S. except for Philippine nationals with CW or pending CW status who may travel home through Guam on a direct Guam transit itinerary. Congressman Greg Khalili-Sablan, who's pushed DHS for months to issue the rule, issued a statement that he's very disappointed jobless NMI U.S. citizens will still be left competing for jobs against foreign workers. Sablan says the one thing the regulations should have done but don't is help U.S. citizens get jobs. DHS stresses the law only requires it to reduce the number of foreign workers on an annual basis and that it must be flexible to meet future labor needs of the NMI economy. But with little change in the numbers, the concern is the rule may do more to preserve the status quo than transition the Commonwealth to a new era of less reliance on foreign workers and more on its own domestic labor force. Matt Kay for PNC News on Capitol Hill.